Yeah, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. My name is Zacharis Papadakis. I'm an associate professor of exercise physiology and wellness at the Department of Health Promotion Clinical Practice at Berry University, Miami Shores, Florida. And I'm also the elected counselor from the Health Division in the national level. And it's an honor for me right now to present the work that the division has done in the last couple of months in regarding to the how to design an undergraduate research project in the Health Science Division. And I'm going to share with you the thoughts that we have. And also in the future, we're going to see a published version of the things that we discussed in the CUR journal. So let me share the screen with you guys so you can actually see everything else. Okay, so I'm guessing you're able to see my my slides, right, Luke?
Yep, looks good.
Perfect. So thanks again for joining this this session. This webinar, we envision this to be an interactive, like let's say, webinar. We're going to cover some aspects about how we can build a project, a program in our universities. And then the last probably 20, 30 minutes of this webinar, we're going to open it to everybody so we can actually brainstorm and discuss ideas on how we can help each other to reinforce the undergraduate research in our institutions. So the required disclaimer over here is the information presented in this webinar represents solely the views of the presenter and should not be interpreted as necessarily reflecting the official policies or positions of the Council for Undergraduate Research or its Health Science Division unless explicitly stated otherwise. So all the information we have over here actually is obtained from the CUR website and also from the publication that we support. So as I said earlier, the concept of this one is to discuss about how we view the undergraduate research, the scholarship that comes with it, and also how we can integrate in that one creative investigations in the health science division. We're going to discuss about health practices, how to design a program, how to design, let's say, a project, and how to supervise senior research. And at the end, the goal is to be able to engage in an open Q&A and a roundtable discussion. So I would like to introduce the division counselors that are elected. I have this is my last year of my term, and Kim is going to actually have one more year. I'm guessing you received this couple of weeks the new a ballot for the division counselors. And also we have the division representatives with the chair of this division to be Dr. Kelly Massey. We've been working effortlessly the last couple of months to create this step-by-step guide that we're going to publish at CUR journal on how we can implement a research project, a research program in our institutions through the student perspective. First, we need to define what is undergraduate research based on the CUR. So in that case, CUR says that undergraduate research is a mentored investigation of creative inquiry conducted by undergraduates that seek to make a scholarly or artistic contribution to knowledge. And we care about this concept because we have three critical parts of this relationship that is students, faculty, and institution, that they support each other with in many ways, and also they receive the benefits of this interaction. So when it comes to the students, we didn't know that students, they come to us and they have many gaps through the high school, and they come and we expect them to be great in the content material that we cover, and to also have developed critical thinking, problem-solving skills. But we realize at the very first semester that we need to put some effort on that one. So current studies, current studies that have shown that students are actually involved in the research, as you can see here in the graph. They have great, high graduating GPAs, as we can see with the blue and the red bars over here. And also the finish, okay, they graduated way faster than students they haven't actually involved in research endeavors. So when they come to us and we have an environment that actually fosters the undergraduate research, we have classes that they have STEM elements, we have classes that we actually implement the critical thinking, the problem solving, and through the hands-on experience that they do during the research, data collection processes, they learn and understand the material way better. At the same time, we know that we prepare the students way better when they graduate and they go to the industry by actually getting this multidisciplinary perspective. They learn how to speak different languages based on the disciplines that they interact, and we prepare them way better and make them accountable, okay, more engaged on their studies. The other side that's very benefit from that is the faculty, right? Personally, I have been on the fast track of promotion and tenure because of my involvement in the undergraduate research. So I use the undergraduate research to support my research agenda, my scholarship also, the same extent, and at the same time, because I use STEM elements and research elements in my classes, I always I try to counteract with the boredom that sometimes comes when you teach the same class all over and over again by having this type of approaches. So I was energized, I was able to change the curriculum, and at the same time, I was able to create an environment in my department, in my university, by making myself known in these areas. So everybody right now that has a question about undergraduate research and how it can actually create something in the departments, they can come and see me. The most important thing that I see right now, especially with the political climate, is the institutions, okay? Most of the times, everything that we do is because it's faculty driven, and some institutions are supporting this undergraduate research, some others are not. The thing is right now that we have current research that shows that institutions and people actually involved in the undergraduate research, they have higher chances of students to graduate faster than anybody else, and also retention, okay, for the students, and the enrollment has a linear approach compared to how many faculty are teaching CUR classes and how many faculty are involved in undergraduate research. So it's very beneficial for us to use this as a point of discussion with the higher ups when we try to implement these programs in our institutions, because we do know, we have the research to support this, that high student retention is somehow related to these undergraduate research processes. We have a reputation boost, and also we can fulfill the mission of the university in its entirety. So finishing all this, let's say, theoretical aspects, we can go right now to the practical perspective. And the division has somehow defined some key elements that we need to implement in order to be able to establish a program. So first of all, we figure out that we need to match somehow the students' interest with the faculty expertise. That's very important, as you can see here with this chart pies, that probably 94-95% of the theme that someone is selected, okay, is because it follows the faculty research line, and then this is the direct relationship, and then probably 6-7% has to do with indirect concept about the student. So if we're able to match the student interest with the faculty expertise, then we have accomplished the first scope of the interaction between faculty and students. Then the project we're going to be actually examining, they have to be feasible in the time frame that we have. We have to do ethical studies, and we have to teach the students how to do that. And then also at the same time, we have to be able to present the learning outcomes and objectives for the students. All of that stuff can be accomplished really nice by having and mentoring and supervising models. And at the end, we think that's the best practice, all this hard work that we have done with the students to be able to be disseminated and presented in different formats. So if we go with the student passion and faculty guidance, I think the sweet spot is somewhere around on the practice we implement in classes, on the groups that we have, and we try to pick their brain and get them, let's say, the interest about research. What I have found that working really nice with me in my university is that based on my classes that I have set up, I always try to check the covered content through the research experiences. I have assignments that actually promote the research, and then after that, I have in-person discussion with my students, and I'm trying to bring everything close to my line of expertise. And if this is not somehow something we can accomplish, I don't want to send any student that comes to my office and interested in doing research to send them away. always I'm trying to find a common ground, and sometimes I use this as a tool to increase my collaborations between departments in my university, and also between other institutions that somebody may have the expertise to do something and to do like probably interdisciplinary collaborations. In any case, the brainstorming ideas is something that we can actually implement. Okay, I can do this most of the time through my classes. My university right now has created a program that faculty from different departments, they meet regularly and discuss about ideas. So we can do like, let's say, a brainstorming as departments to promote interdisciplinary collaboration. When it comes to the project itself, okay, we have to consider that the undergrads, they come and during the first 2 years of the studies, they're all over the place. And whenever they actually commit to something, they're like a commitment is somehow limited to 1 semester or maximum 1 year. So when we create programs or projects that somehow devoted and designed to be complete by undergraduates, we have to consider this like a timeline, and also we have to find ways to utilize the proper facilities that we may have, resources, personnel, money, okay, allocate to this project to make it feasible. All that stuff, they have to be somehow tailored to the skill of the students they have. Okay, the process, they need to be, of course, challenging. That can be actually have the students do something difficult so they can actually receive the enjoyment of accomplishing something difficult. But at the same time, we have to ensure that they're gonna get the training that we're supposed to provide them, and also to have a project that they can be completed maybe after they graduate. Here at my institution, what we do, especially with my department, we enforce the 4-1 program that after like the 4 years of bachelor's, they go straight to the master's. And many of my bachelor students, undergrad students that they've been working with me in research in my lab, they actually follow this and become like master students because they had projects that we started as undergrads and then they finish later on as master students. When it comes to ethics, that's another thing that we as a faculty, we have to take care of, because not every institution has devoted classes to cover ethics in undergrad level. So we have to spend some time covering the RB proposal. We have to do about the policies of the RB, how we deal with data, with privacy, with HIPAA policies, other regulations that we may somehow abide to. And then how to write an informed consent document, what kind of language do we use? Is it offensive? It's like a generic, it's like something can comprehend. So all that stuff are things that we have to spend some time teaching the students. And later on, I'm gonna discuss, like, let's say some approaches that we use and some approaches that I use in my institution to cover this important component. But the main thing that we have to consider is like what we do, okay, what actually the students they learn by interacting with us, by doing a project, okay? So we have first of all to realize that the students, when involved in our projects as an undergrad research experience, they have to learn how to use some equipment. They have to use to learn some lab techniques. Then they have to learn how to use the literature review, okay, how to do research design, how to write a paper, how to write an abstract, and through these all the interactions through the research team, they have to develop critical thinking, analytical skills, communication and presentation skills, especially when we discuss about dissemination later on. And everything, okay, has to be somehow placed in a level that the students, they act professional and ethical when they do the research. And this is something that we can enforce, not like laboratory policies, when actually the students, they come to perform this kind of research projects. The way that something can be measured, okay, based on the CUR, we can use the SMART objectives over here, as you can see, or we can use some other assessments like journals, research report, or we can get rubrics that the CUR has. And my next slide, I have what CUR has in the website, or we can actually see how members of the CUR community, they share their rubrics regularly in our like newsletters. What I have used in my institution to measure my effectiveness as like an undergrad research coordinator is that how many abstracts, okay, how many STEM symposia, how many opportunities I have given the students to get involved in the research. So I'm not always measure the effectiveness of my approaches on how many abstracts they have, but also how many students I have always in my team, how many students actually help with the groups that I have created for the students, like the exercise science group, the exercise medicine group, and all of that stuff, because everything that we do somehow has a research element with it. So those are the assessment like resources that you can find on the CUR website. Okay, there was published like in 2024 with the updated version of the exercise undergraduate research. And as you can see on the left side, you can have some elements about the characteristics of excellence and how that can be measured, the area of success and areas of opportunity. And you can use this again a way to value where you are and where you're going to go. And you can use this as well when you try to promote this project or the program creation to your deans or like a provost. The thing that actually drives everything, as I said earlier, is the faculty. So the dedication of the faculty is the key component, and the faculty, they have to create some kind of policies that they stay no matter what, if the faculty leaves the university or not. And this dedication, okay, is important because we build like a relationship with the students by having regular meetings, by communicating effectively, by giving proper feedback. So we see this type of communications pretty much another class, another student has an issue. And then by applying the same principles, you can actually be their own model of professional research conduct in this particular case. When we discuss about the mentoring, because sometimes you have to be able to communicate this in one-on-one mentoring process, it is the traditional way to do it, but we have found that this is time consuming and personal as well. I prefer to use the other levels of mentoring, focus mostly on the team mentorship that comes through my teams that I have over here, or through the classes that I treat them like as a team, as a research team. And most importantly, I have found that it's highly effective to pass the message, okay, that I want to convey to my students through the peer mentorship or the tier peer mentorship. So where I have undergrad students that have been a couple of years with me, let's say 3 or 2 years, mentoring the students that just came in the team. So from undergraduate to undergraduate, or sometimes I use my graduate students to mentor the undergrads in that research team. When it comes to training and support from mentors, the CUR has all of the resources that you can actually seek on a website to get this kind of training. You may seek mentoring like training from your institution, okay? Or as I said earlier, you can make a post at the CUR platform to ask for practices and feedback from other mentors in this particular area. The final like aspect that covers the undergraduate research projects and programs is the dissemination. Okay, we're very happy when we finish a project, and we have to celebrate that with the rest of the world. So in this case, it's very important to teach the students how to write a cover letter, how to address an editor in a journal, how to participate in a conference. By having this type of activities for the students actually, they get this professional experience that we need to teach them. And at the same time, we build their confidence, okay? Especially when they write a cover letter, especially when they create this authorship line, and they are like either the correspondence authors or not, they get that pleasure that validates the research efforts, that they did something together and it's an accomplished effort. And at the same time, we showcase what we have done as a department, what we have done as a team in different venues. Either it can be a journal submission or maybe a STEM symposium, like in-house STEM symposium that we showcase our program. So the traditional ways are maybe posters at conferences, can be local, regional, and national level. Most of the time, my area goes to American College of Sports Medicine conferences, regional and national. But because of the interest of the students, you can find some like abstracts with creative nature. I mean, this year we had an abstract we're going to submit for the STEM symposium that has visual like perspectives and photographs and how that relates to feelings of positive, negative feelings. So not like research, hardcore research per se, but it is something that the student had the idea. We found the faculty to support this, and we're able to present as well. The other key component that actually goes with the establishing a research program and a project, okay, is funding. That's always like something that we need to consider, and we need to find ways to support our students. Depending the characteristics of the university, for example, like my university is a Hispanic Black associated university. We have found many opportunities to support our students to go to conferences by applying in related like scholarships. I'm using my laboratory as a place where I can generate revenue for my students by offering services, exercise testing to different people in the community here in Miami, where we can charge $150 for a test, and then this money they go back to the students, and I give this money only for scholarship and supporting their travel expenses. I have here some CUR resources that I think are important to use. So when you receive the PDF of this one, those are going to be active links that you can click on and take you straight to specific web pages, because the CUR website is very detailed, very informative, but you can actually get yourself lost over there by checking everything. But those are the things that you can check and get all the information you need. And that concludes our, like, let's say, webinar right now. You can reach out to me if you want some more information. You can reach out to Kim as well, and also to Kelly in order to get some information. Thank you so much for your attendance. Okay, I wanted to also thank the Science Division representatives that help us to create this nice information for you all. And now, I'd like to open it, okay, and discuss how you feel about undergraduate research, okay, and how you think about the best processes to implement in our institutions for a successful undergrad program. So you can ask me questions about what I have done in my university. I can start saying, for example, like when I came here in 2018, nobody was going to any conference. Nobody was publishing anything. So we had a really nice laboratory. So I innovated the laboratory, and then immediately my first semester, I took probably, I think 10 or 12 students to Texas, okay, for a conference. So at the same time, I showed my institution over here that was highly vested on on undergraduate research. And then I expand the horizon of my students' like mentality, because many of my students never been outside of the state of Florida. So I took them to Texas. We did like a two-step dance. We had like a barbecue. So besides the academic research environment, also they explored, okay, a cultural like a change, okay. So I made them better like citizens, better students in that case.
Can I just jump in and ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay, hi, I'm Carolyn Orban. I'm at the University of Missouri. I'm in our College of Health Sciences, our Department of Health Sciences. And maybe, I don't know how common of an issue this is gonna be, so I'll put it out there, and then if it's resonated, it does. If it doesn't, it's fine. My department's it's interdisciplinary. We're a Bachelor of Health Sciences department. So our faculty are all from kind of different academic disciplines. You know, we have nursing, we have some rehabilitation professions, you know, physical therapists, chiropractors. I myself am a medical anthropologist. We have sociologists, we have economists. So when it comes to trying to help our students find research placements, what we found is, because we're a feeder program, most of our students see themselves as future physical therapists or future occupational therapy, future medicine, future nursing, what have you. But we don't necessarily all do the kind of research that's attractive to those students. So while we're trying to figure out kind of where to send them, the first thing I could say that's a positive strategy is we've had to, of course, then have relationships with people in all these other departments. But what I have found specifically is, especially for the highly competitive physical therapy and occupational therapy, those faculty are already hosting graduate students in their research. and often don't have a lot of places for undergraduates. And so I don't know how other people have solved this problem. One of the things I've tried to do is a lot of our graduates minor in psychology or something called HDFS, family studies, essentially here. And those faculty often can take students. Our psychology department is a really robust undergraduate research kind of component. But I don't know what other ways people have kind of solved this issue, or if it's even an issue at other universities.
Well, actually, you're right on that one. It's an issue, right? We have the same issue over here, but the way that we solve it is that we have the powerhouse of the program, that's the faculty, of course, and then some of the higher ups that they have that support these efforts. So in this case, as you said, when a student comes that has different expertise or let's say different interests than mine, I reach out to some other colleagues, okay, and try to bring them on board. We don't want to lose anybody. And we don't want to lose anybody because at the end of the day, we work in an institution that it's primarily teaching institution, it's not research oriented. So we need to keep the students with us. Right now that we have a shortage of undergraduate research, all the universities try to go to retain the current undergrad student body and put them to the graduate level. So by having this connection, okay, when I have, let's say, I'm the college for health and wellness. We have medical biology. We have a variety of like disciplines in our like college. And I remember we had once a student from the medical biology that they're going to do some kind of research. And their interest was mostly on exercise science. So they sent that student to me, and then we did a collaborative project between exercise science and medical biology to examine some stuff. So as long as there's a connection and knowledge between the departments that, okay, this guy exists over there, or we exist and we try to serve the whole philosophy of the undergraduate research, okay, I don't see it to be a huge problem how to support our students. Then you said that many of them may be doing, let's say, especially if you work in R1 university, you have the tenure track lines that actually support the research with the money that they get from the grants, but they can give a tiny piece, okay, of a project to another grad to do something. Because at the same time, they're gonna use their postdocs or the graduate students to do the mentoring process that's going to be important later on when they graduate to go to their, like, let's say, next job, okay, to show that they have that experience. Because it's a pyramid over here, right? We are like in the top, the faculty drives everything, but then we have our team, and the way that we mentor things, we want our like people to mentor the other one. So by having this like peer mentoring process, we definitely fulfill the mission of the university. We fulfill the mission of like our discipline and also our science, because students, they can get these tiny pieces. I was recently a reviewer of the Virginia Tech University scholars program during the summer, and that's somehow run by doctors like Good and what's the other name? Oh, no, I cannot remember. But I noticed that the students are very, very excited doing this type of research during the summer in an R1 university, by visiting high-tech labs, by getting exposed to processes, literature review, whatever. And they had only one tiny piece of the big project that was funded from NSF or NIH. So there are ways to do it. We need to be sometimes, I think, like more open-minded, more collaborative in that sense. But I can see that there are barriers. I can see that people, they value their time differently. So maybe this type of approach are like mostly applicable to universities that they have not that much or in the research, but they serve both teaching or research.
Yeah, I've tried to set expectations with the undergrads who meet with me to say, you know, if you go work in the biosciences, that you should be prepared to see the PI a few times, but not necessarily be directly mentored by the PI. That there's probably going to be postdocs or graduate students. If they come onto my project, then they get, you know, then they are getting direct mentorship. But a lot of them, it's not a good fit with their interests, because I do stuff that's not, I do historic mortality. So that's not all that interesting to a lot of students right now. So it is really trying to find the fit. And I think, yeah, that like network issue is a big part of it, is making sure you know everybody, or know as many people as you can, doing as many things as you can. Yeah.
As long as they receive that feedback, that training, we're successful in the program. It doesn't matter who is giving that one, as long as they receive it. The students are happy. The employers later on, when they go to the industry, they're happy. When they want to go to further like engage to a graduate level, their like knowledge, everybody's gonna be happy because I'm gonna receive, let's say, student that knows how to do stuff. So then my workload will be less. I'm not gonna be able to teach again my graduate student about RB, about how to write a consent document, what kind of language they use. Is something that can comprehend by anybody because they have done their work, okay, during the undergrad years.
Yeah, that's a great point, is like telling students that there's skills, even if the project doesn't seem to be a particular interest, that they might be getting skills. Like in my case, they're learning how to use Excel, they're getting their IRB certification, the first round of that out of the way. So like being able to sell your project even when it isn't really in people's wheelhouse. But yeah,
Correct.
thank you very much. I'm gonna let other people step up now.
They get skills that can be transferred to other, let's say, areas, other disciplines, and these lifelong skills. Any other concerns, questions that somebody may have? In my case, again, when as we discussed about measuring success, since again 2018, always I send probably around 4 or 5 abstracts at the grad level to regional conferences, and I use this as an excuse to get them outside of their comfort zone, to go and visit other like states, other cities, to meet with other people, okay, and then also to compare what we offer as university, to see the value when they engage in discussion with other students. So this dissemination of the knowledge, okay, besides showcasing what we do as a program, also brings another value that the student values the knowledge and the networking and the whatever we offer as a university compared to other universities that are located in other like states. I think we have something in the chat. Okay.
Yep, we
Okay,
have
so
a couple of, sorry, we just had a couple of folks saying thank you in there.
Yeah.
And Mandy mentioned that they are building out their UR program within the College of Nursing as well.
Correct. So the way that the CUR can help with this one is to provide the evidence. You can use some of the graphs or the references that I have in this presentation that came straight from the CUR website and the SPUR journal that we have to showcase again, highlight again how important is the undergraduate research for universities like middle universities like Berkeley University, or even to universities that somehow are top in the area, because don't forget, the top university, let's say, I know Harvard, right? Everybody knows Harvard, MIT, Stanford because of the research they do, because of the name that they have, but they do accept undergraduate students, right? The base, okay, of the support of the university is the undergraduate students, and then by having the skills taught at this level, you can handpick the ones you can progress to the graduate level, and then support your program, support your university to a greater extent. Thank you as well.
Yeah, I think that is all of the questions from everyone. Yeah, thank you all to our attendees for joining us today, and thank you, Zacharias, for sharing your experience. We appreciate it.
Feel free to email us, myself, Kim, and Kelly, your questions, okay, your experiences. Be more engaged with the CUR newsletter and the forums that we have. It's a tremendous resource for us. We can advocate for the undergraduate research, and because everybody's a faculty over here, we can use this for promotion and tenure, because you can show the work that you do way better, and they're like tools to evaluate your work and get something in return. So nothing is lost, nothing is like done in vain. I mean, we put the time, the effort, connection, network, and everything to support our students. At the same time, we support our, let's say, promotional goals, technical goals, and the mission of the university. So thank you so much. Have a nice rest of your day. As Luke said, you're gonna receive the PDF of this presentation, and the health division representatives and myself, we're in your disposal. So if you want to reach out and get more information. Thank you so much. Have a nice rest of your day.